So, hey, good morning. This is a little different format of our coffee with Mr. Larry. It is St. Patrick's Day, March the 17th, and we've been talking about mortgages now for the last, week or so. And, our conversation started out with as simple as your mortgage may be the single biggest thing that's keeping your financial freedom from happening because it's the largest single purchase that most of us will make. And it's the largest amount of money that we'll owe in our lifetime. And every time, we've kind of gotten lulled into this idea of the low mortgage rate, right? It's 3%, three and a quarter, or pushing that way now. But man, I can remember when it was 12, 14, 16%. So in that way, it is cheaper. But what we fail to remember is that 3% loan is really you're paying 60% for that loan in real terms. The difference between the stated and the actual, and that's the conversation that we've been trying to have. But we also talked about there are ways to avoid that. And if you like that 60% loan kind of AKA 3%, okay. But if you wanted to see another way, I wanted to show you a quick example of how you could do it. The all-in-one loan is been in the United States for 15 years. It's the most incredible thing is that even through 2007, 8, 9, 10, all that, when everybody was losing everything, well, not everybody, but you get the idea. Not a single one of these loans ever defaulted or were foreclosed on. That's just the power in them. So I wanted to show this to you right quick, how we would determine whether this works for you or not, right? The question we always ask, when we have a conversation is that, does this thing work? And the answer is absolutely. Then the second question is, does this thing work for me, right? And then the answer to that is, I don't know, but let's see. And this system, this little scenario system that we use, the simulator, will kind of give us a good idea of the math. So let me just show it to you. I'm going to see if I can move me. Ooh, and I can. So I'm going to compare two loans. I'm going to compare a traditional 30-year loan that's been out for 80-something years to one of these all-in-one loans, because remember, it's like a line of credit with your checking account and all attached to it. And I'm going to just compare them. Now, I made up the numbers, right? And so, again, your numbers will vary from what I'm going to show you, but let me just give you a quick scenario, right? So here's one. We're going to compare buying a new $350,000 house with 20% down. We're going to borrow $300,000. These are going to be side by side, right? Same person. We're just comparing. And so we're going to compare it to a 3 and a quarter loan. I know you say you might get a little better than that, but I'm a mortgage guy, and that's kind of where it's headed fast. So I just chose that number. Can you still get 3%? Yes. Can you get a little better than that? If you're going to buy it down. But let's just play the thing for the long haul and go at 3 and a quarter. That means your house payment on a traditional mortgage, $1,306 for 30 years, plus your escrow, right? And then the next thing that we do is that we punch in your income, because obviously the more cash flow you have flowing through these things, the better they work. I just arbitrarily said that the net deposit for the first person was $65,000 a year. The net deposit for the spouse was $52,000 a year. So it's a good upper ended couple here. And there's your total annual deposit. These are net after tax. And then we said that these people had a little bit of lazy money just already hanging around in their checking and savings account. So I just deposited that again against the line, right? And then so after you do that, you hit the go button. And I just did it the easy way. You can sit down and calculate your own expenses. I just did it the easy way. and said that this couple typically saves about 10% of their take-home pay, right? And in that case, it was $975 a month. But not, again, just typical how they do it, right? You can calculate, we'll help you calculate this for you, but that's just in my scenario. So then we hit the continue button. And this is going to be a long video, I guess. And so here's what we found. To the right is a conventional loan. To the left is the all-in-one loan, okay? The right side says it's 30 years. The left side says we've paid this thing off in 17 years faster, right? We save $47,787 in interest over the life of the loan. And then you can just kind of see them side by side, right? And so over here, we are, again, there's more numbers than I want to take us through today, but we will certainly do it for you. Here's what's happening. We're reducing the principal faster than we're paying interest. Over here, it's the reverse, right? Got it? Okay, let me show this to you right quick. If you like graphs, there's the graph of how the principal and the balance works and the all-in-one. And over here, here's what I like, because this is kind of new. They show us a side-by-side set of numbers, right? This is a new addition that they've done. And so it just shows us on the all-in-one versus the traditional 30-year deal, month one, month two, all the way down. Let me show you what's interesting. If I could get that screen up a little bit. There we go. So let me show you what's interesting. In our case, we're going to have this loan paid off in somewhere between the 13th and the 14th year, right? So at 13 years, there it goes. At the 156th month into the deal, we've paid this loan off, and we owe what? Nothing. What do we still owe in our traditional mortgage? We still owe $204,000. You get it? In 156 months over here on the all-in-one, we're done, right? Now, we still got a line of credit that's open that we can use, but we're not paying anything. Over here on the right, we still owe a little bit more than 2/3 of what we borrowed, right? And so this is just a powerful visual tool of what could be, right? What could be if in 13 years you escape the shackles, it sounded kind of biblical, escape the shackles of a 30-year loan, right? There's the power of that. Now let's see if I can get the screen to come back where it's just me, because I won't talk to you, right? Listen, this doesn't fit everybody. It just doesn't, right? And so, but if it does fit you, and it does fit your situation, we have seen them reduce a mortgage and pay a 30-year mortgage off in as little as 4.5 years. Now, that's somebody who's making pretty good money, and that's somebody who's got really strong cash flow. What I would encourage, two things I want to, one, I want to remind you of something, and then two, I want to encourage you to do something, okay? Number one, I want to remind you is that in America, we've been trained to refi every 5 to 7 years. We don't take the long haul anymore. But here's what I want to remind you. Every time you refi your house, you are resetting the bar. You're resetting the clock. The shot clock starts all over again. And if you refi from a 30-year conventional to a 30-year it doesn't matter. If you refi from a 30-year loan to a 30-year loan, all that interest that you paid before, gone. And you're starting over again at another 30 years, right? You just need to remember that. The second thing, and I want to invite you to do something. Let's see if this fits you. right? This is the sales pitch. Now, I don't do much of that, but here's the sales pitch to you. Regardless of what stated interest rate you have on your house, if you've got pretty good credit and you've got equity in your home and you've got some reserves, we ought to talk. And let's just see, let's compare them. Listen, that simulator is not designed to sell anything, but it is designed to show you mathematically whether it makes sense for you or not. So I'm going to end it there. Thank you for listening. Tomorrow we'll be back with another episode of Coffee with Mr. Larry. And go have a good time today. If you celebrate St. Patrick's Day, me, not so much because I'm staying home. But you do. Be careful. Have fun. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.